The new rules of real estate, how they affect you as a buyer or seller, and what you need to know. I'm Christina Tobacco, a real estate agent on Long Island, New York, and your real estate resource. Today, I'm talking about the new rules in real estate. This is a little complicated, so stay to the end. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or leave a comment below. These new rules that went into effect August 8th, 2024 are due to a class action lawsuit known as the Sitzer-Burnett lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors and several large national brokerages. There were several copycat lawsuits filed at the same time late last year, and it was decided all this spring. As a result of these lawsuits, the National Association of Realtors, and by extension, all state and local real estate boards, including the Long Island Board of Realtors, which I am a part of, must change their business practices. What does this all mean for you? If you're selling a home, how real estate commissions work is now different. It used to be the seller negotiated the commission amount with their agent, and then the agent chose what amount, if any, to share with the buyer agent who brought the buyer. This was advertised on the MLS, the multiple listing service, for all agents to see. Fairly simple, and it worked well. What hasn't changed is negotiating the commission charged by the listing agent or a buyer agent. There's no standard set fee, and there never was. It's up to each brokerage to decide what they will charge. With the new rules that went into effect August 8th, the seller must give their permission to allow their agent to share their commission with the buyer's agent. This information can no longer be shared on the MLS, which makes it harder to figure out who's offering to pay a buyer agent, who isn't, and how much. And more on that in a minute. The other option is for the seller to offer seller concessions, a credit to the buyer, who can use that money to pay their agent. This is allowed to be showed on the MLS. As a seller, you can choose whether to allow your agent to share their commission, and you can choose whether to offer concessions in any amount you're comfortable with. Sellers, you may be thinking this is a good thing. Commissions are going to be lower because the agent no longer has to share it. Yes and no. If you choose not to allow the agent to share their commission, or you choose not to allow concessions, there's a good chance many buyers won't be able to afford your home, as many buyers are just struggling to save enough for a down payment. They won't have the funds to pay their buyer agent. This means less buyers for your property, and that means less offers, which puts you in a weaker position. Less offers to choose from means you might not get the deal or the price you wanted. If a buyer goes direct to the listing agent and declines to be represented by their own agent, the listing agent can go back to the seller and request an additional commission, as they're doing double the work, the buy side and the sell side, to bring the deal together. Instead of saving money, you could be spending more. For buyers, the new rules change how homes will be shown and how buyer agents will be paid. I have another video on why having your own representation is really important. All agents are now required to have a buyer brokerage agreement signed and in place before showing a home. This agreement clearly states what you and the agent have agreed to regarding a commission amount, when it is to be paid, and the length of the agreement. These agreements can be short-term, a house, one day, or they can be as long as you feel comfortable, weeks, months, whatever you agree to. These do not apply to open houses. You can still go and tour an open house, just like in the past. Buyer agents will continue to negotiate with listing agents to have the buyer's agent commission be paid by the listing agent, as has been the norm for decades. If the seller isn't offering that, buyers can request seller concessions from the seller and use that to pay their agent. And if that doesn't work, the last option for buyers is to pay their agent directly out of pocket. Now, buyers, you may be thinking go direct to the listing agent to avoid having to pay a commission, and that's true, but it's important to remember the listing agent works for the seller and not you. They'll use any and all information you give them to the seller's advantage. That can cost you far more than paying a commission to the buyer's agent. Agents negotiate contracts every day, and it's likely you don't. They will be negotiating for the seller's best interest and not yours. When you're buying the most expensive and precious possession in your life, I always recommend have an agent on your team working for your best interest. That sums up the new rules in real estate. Thank you for watching. Head over to my website, cTobacco, for lots of free information to guide you on your real estate journey. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you want to know the next time I post, hit the follow or subscribe button. I'm here to answer all your questions and comments, and see you next time.